I'm a man of simple taste. I see an Edward Norton movie and I watch it. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the CNA Critique. Today I'm going to be reviewing Motherless Brooklyn. It's starring Edward Norton and it's based on the 1999 detective crime novel by Jonathan Lethem. Now, before we officially get into this movie, I just want to let you guys know that I haven't read the book, and I probably won't get around to reading the book. Not because I think the book sucks or anything, I just haven't read a book since like 2007, and to be honest, neither of you. But if you're somebody who's read the book and wants to know if the movie is better than the book, or if the book is better than the movie, I have no fucking idea. So with that disclaimer out the way, let's dive into my review of Motherless Brooklyn. So Motherless Brooklyn is a detective crime noir film set in the 1950s and follows Lionel Esrog, a private investigator with Tourette's who works under the wing of his childhood friend and boss Frank and Mina. After a simple job goes wrong that leads to Frank's death, it's up to Esrog to solve the mystery of the murder, all while uncovering the disastrous truths of the city in the process, including the corruption and gentrification of New York City Parks Commissioner Moses Randolph. I just want to start this off by saying that Edward Norton is one of my favorite actors of all time. He's been in a shitload of great movies like Fight Club, American History X, The Italian Job, The Illusionist, and if you're watching this movie, you're probably watching because of Edward Norton. Here he's pulling double duty as he's the director, the writer, the producer, and lead actor, so this is obviously a passion project for him. As far as his acting performance goes, I think he does a great job. I mean, he's Edward fucking Norton. He plays his character who suffers from Tourette's syndrome pretty convincingly. You can definitely tell he did his homework on this condition because he has these tics and these mannerisms that are just so spot on.
Okay, listen. I got something wrong with me. That's the first thing to know.
I got threads in my head. I got threads in my head, man.
I twitch and shout a lot. Makes me look like a damn freak show.
Can't you ever cut that out?
I'm sorry. Touch it, Bailey.
I'm sorry.
As for the directing side of things, it's kind of a mixed bag. I did like the production design here. The movie really does have that classic New York 1950s look that kind of reminded me of the Steven Spielberg movie Catch Me If You Can. I really do gotta give credit to how well Edward Norton depicts the city during that era, giving it a real classy vibe. Although I feel like this movie would have been better if it was set, I don't know, somewhere within the 21st century. I mean, there are just so many detective movies already set in the 1950s. Did Ed Norton really have to give us another one? The script was actually what disappointed me the most. This is a pretty standard, by the book detective noir film that doesn't really bring anything new to the table besides a guy with a disability. From a narrative standpoint, this film hits all the tropes of a crime movie with very similar plotting that makes you think this movie is going to tackle larger themes like gentrification and the corruption of power, but it never does. Instead, Edward Norton takes the more generic approach and it leads to a twist you can see coming from a mile away. If you see movies like LA Confidential, The Nice Guys, or Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, you've basically already seen this movie. The pacing of this movie is also pretty brutal. It's about 140 minutes long and I gotta tell you, I felt that shit. You know those movies where you just keep looking at your phone trying to do the math on when this movie should end, and every time you pick up the phone it's like time's moving backwards? Yeah, that was one of those movies for me. The supporting cast in this movie was pretty good. Just don't expect to see Bruce Willis in this movie for very long. He gets whacked quicker in this movie than he did in Billy Batgate, which is saying something. Alec Baldwin is also in this. He plays this dirty politician named Moses Randolph, who's basically just another evil, sinister version of Donald Trump. Things do pick up once Alec Baldwin's character is introduced, but it's not enough to lift the movie. I don't know if he was casted just because he plays Trump on SNL, but the casting choice here is just a little bit too on the nose. Although props to Alec Baldwin, he's made more money playing Donald Trump than Stormy Daniels ever did blowing him. Leslie Mann surprisingly makes an appearance. She was interesting for like the 4 seconds of screen time she got, which I almost forgot she had because this movie felt like it was 10 hours long. You also get a little William Dafoe, which is always a special treat whenever he randomly pops up in a movie, and he'll always be the Green Goblin to me. That's not really relevant to this review, but I just wanted you guys to know that. To be honest, guys, I really don't know who this film is even made for. I found this movie to be really niche, as it pays tribute to crime movies of decades past. So if you grew up watching these movies, you might appreciate this. But for me, as someone who didn't grow up watching these movies, I felt like Motherless Brooklyn was just average. Not good, not bad, just average. So despite this being a passion project of Edward Norton and the acting performances are great, it just wasn't for me. So I'm gonna have to give this movie a C. It's a movie that had a lot of heart, just not enough soul. Alright guys, thanks for watching. That's my review of Motherless Brooklyn. Go ahead, let me know what your thoughts of Motherless Brooklyn are in the comments below. And if you like this video and want to see more, hit that subscribe button. It's no skin off your ass, and it'll help me out.